Ladies and gentlemen, if I could offer you one piece of advice, and the secret to why I'm able to switch between things is this: get a single set of shortcuts. Now, softwares are a tool. It's great to be fluid at different tools, but each software is gonna come with a different set of menus. They were designed to be handled differently. Now, I don't know about you, but my brain has a limited amount of space for moving around and handling these things. So about 10 years ago, I got really tired of being clumsy every time I moved from one software to another, and I devised the holy grail of what my shortcuts are. For an animator, in my instance. So I'm gonna take the animator example, and what I figured out was the things that I was hitting on the keyboard were the same regardless of the software. Moving one frame forward, one frame back, one keyframe forward, one keyframe back, moving, rotation, scaling, setting a keyframe, and play. That's all I needed to animate. If I was gonna be super fancy, a shortcut for scrolling through the timeline. Regardless, what I did was to come up with a way that made sense for me, and then every single new software that I've tried to learn, the first thing I do is find those options and map them to the keys that I've known and worked for the past 10 years. This speeds me up tremendously. If you have navigation controls, map them to the ones that you're used to. I've done this with my editing software so that my shortcuts on DaVinci, Premiere, even Blender are also the same. I even map the same shortcuts for my audio editing software. I know what the key for next frame is, regardless of the application I'm at. My brain goes directly to it. This really is one of the best habits you can get into. It takes a really short amount of time and the return is huge. But that's it. That's all you need to get a lot faster. Here's my set of shortcuts for animation. I think they're the best shortcuts ever, but those are the ones that work for me. I'll only show them to you so that you get a reference point. So welcome to my dirty keyboard. All your fantasies. Sorry. All of my shortcuts are mapped to the left side of the keyboard. This means my right hand is always available. I rest my ring finger on number 1 and my middle finger on number 2. My pinky finger ends up on shift. So the first two shortcuts are 2 for next frame, 1 for previous frame. Then shift 2 for next keyframe, and exclamation 1 or shift 1 for previous keyframe. Play is spacebar. And then W, E, R are move, rotate, and scale, respectively. Q is select, and the tilde key, that's the one to the left of the one, I use for scrubbing through the timeline. S is setting a keyframe. D is deleting a keyframe, and wouldn't you know it, that's all you need. Just have an Excel sheet with all your shortcuts, make a diagram, and then move along and improve that diagram as you get better in your skills. If you want to step it up, then you should try something like this, Razer keyboard, and you can assign shortcuts to each of these keys so that they are exactly the same on each of the softwares. It doesn't have to be Razer, it can be any platform. This is just the one I use. You need to find tools to help your brain do stuff that your brain is good at, and then make a process for everything that your brain sucks at. So that's it. I hope you found this useful. If you did, consider subscribing. I'd love to have you around. I'm William Windmill. Cheers.